It's time for another collection video. This time we're going to do a collection that I've been working on quite a bit over the last few months. I'd say right up until about maybe February, I only had about maybe 10 to 12 Wii games. It was just a collection. Then I was finding it a little challenging to collect for, but you know what? With all the awesome deals that you've probably already seen in past videos, as well as just a really good trade stuff, I have to show some of these off. I'm just gonna spoil it for some people. A lot of these, if not all of them, have been in previous videos. Some very recently, and yes, a lot of these are cheap games. However, I'm also someone that takes pride in a game if it's good. If a game is not good, I will call it out for what it is. And I try not to own games I'm not going to play. So I'm going to go right into it with a game that everybody probably has for their Wii. Wii Sports. If you don't have Wii Sports, you're living under a rock. Alright. Let's keep this show a-rolling. We have Kirby's Dream Collection Special Edition. I don't have the soundtrack with me. I do think my nephews have this. But this Kirby game... I almost pulled an Erik. We got 6 Kirby games, and it's not zooming in. We got Kirby's Dream Land 1 and 2 and 3. Kirby's Adventure. Yeah, you could tell I'd save myself on that one. Kirby's Superstar and Kirby's 64. I'm telling you, this is actually a really awesome collections package. I highly recommend getting this. It's definitely worth the price on it. Donkey Kong Country Returns. I still haven't taken the film off this one. It's Donkey Kong. If you don't own it, you're missing out. That's the one game that I felt was the true blue Donkey Kong game we needed after the last Super Nintendo game. Yeah, I think Sarah grabbed this. Cake Mania in the mix. If you like making cakes, this game is for you. I've actually played it. It's not terrible. Red Steel. Good game, but my god, the motion controls needed work. Obscure the Aftermath. Weird, obscure survival horror game. I really haven't gotten too far into it. It does have a very interesting story, but I'm not going to spoil it for you. Just grabbing another stack off the chair here. Disney's Guilty Party. If you like whodunit mysteries, solving puzzles, mini games, detective skills, I recommend this game. It's actually a lot of fun. The only negative about it is that there really isn't a ton of replayability after you've collected everything. But it's still pretty fun. Dragon Quest Swords. Yep, that's Dragon Quest Swords, the Masked Queen of the Tower of Mirrors. I've only played this game a little bit. I'm not too familiar with the Dragon Quest series outside of PS2, but this actually is not a bad game. Obviously, this is not the original case for it, but when I won it in a contest, I was very grateful. Erik, thanks again if you're watching this. Wii Sports Resort. Much better than Wii Sports, obviously. I still play this every now and again. I love all the mini games on here. I love, as cheesy as it is, the games for the Wii, they definitely had some charm to them. And that's one thing Nintendo I felt really had going for it. It had a lot of charm. The Conduit, an amazing first-person shooter for the Wii. Utilizes both the controller and the nunchuck. You use the nunchuck to hurl grenades as well as move. I highly recommend this game in general. I think it's an extremely underrated Wii game. It's a ton of fun. You get to shoot aliens. Disney's Epic Mickey. I love this game. I love anything that has to do with main storyline Disney, especially Mickey Mouse. Really cool game. It's really difficult to describe without giving it away, but basically the world is a very gray and bleak place, and Mickey has to use the power of the paintbrush to bring back color into the world and make it magical again. It's quintessential Disney. Alright, let's keep this show on the road. Ultimate Shooting Collection. I found this for $1 at GameStop. I highly recommend this game. It is 3 top-down shooter games in one for the Wii. The only thing I noticed is that sometimes the controlling will be a little finicky, but this is a fantastic, fan-freaking-tastic shooter. Get this game if you can find it. I am not seeing it anywhere anymore, so I'm thinking it might be becoming harder to find. Of course, gotta have Super Mario Bros. Wii. I love this game. What can I say? It's a classic. Still goes for a decent amount. I say still goes easily $25-30 today. Super fun game. The controls were very responsive and fluent. I'd say it was probably the better Mario game we got from Super Mario Sunshine, and I'll even go on and say as well as Super Mario 64. Like, the controls to that were just so overly responsive to a fault, or they were just clunky. But I love that Mario. I think it's definitely in my top 5 Marios. Final Fantasy and the Echoes of Time. Not much really to say on that. I haven't really played that one. It's part of the Crystal Chronicle series. I'm not overly familiar with the Crystal Chronicle series. I picked that up a while back, and I haven't had the opportunity to play it. But from what gameplay I have seen online, it is actually a very simplistic RPG game. It just goes off on the Crystal Chronicle series, which as a side series is not bad. Boom Blocks. If you got some friends and you love playing those types of games where you have to throw baseballs at objects to knock everything over, this is your game. I cannot recommend this enough. If you love simplistic games with simple features and simple design, you are going to love this game. I will say that if you're not an active person, after 20 minutes of you whipping the Wiimote around, you are going to experience some muscle cramping. So loosen up, get all loosey-goosey for it and have a good time. There are some really awesome puzzles in here. One of them in particular, I do believe you have to carefully throw a baseball at a barrel of explosives to knock these blocks off of a pedestal. So there's definitely a lot of creativity in there. The main goal is to get as many blocks off a platform as possible. They do have a special edition, which I have not found at a price I like yet, so hopefully soon I'll be adding that other edition to that. We got De Blob, which I almost want to say is what started the idea for Platoon. Pretty fun game. It's pretty much King of the Hill with colors. Got the sequel to Blob 2, which again, bigger and better than it was before. I think both games are extremely adorable in their own rights. Nice Journey of Dreams. If you played the Dreamcast game, this is somewhat similar to it. Not really much to say on this. It's kind of like, I almost want to say a Sonic Adventure on PCP. But it's pretty fun. I haven't gotten too much into that one either. Alright, let's keep this going. A trade item in for the one from Chad Bailey. That's DDR Hottest Party 3. That's actually not a bad game. It actually, I think out of the Hottest Party series, this has the best track list of them all. Let's see what's on here. Well, we're not going to read it in French. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, we got Disturbia from Rihanna. Oh my god. We got Let's Get It Started by the Black Eyed Peas. Oh my, I'm just gonna stop filming and I'm gonna dance. I'm gonna dance. It can't be all bad. It's from Konami. Was that too soon? Sorry. Mad World, amazing black and white hack and slash game. Very gory, very bloody. It's basically, if you've played Super Smash TV, it's that on crack. Like, you take control of a contestant named Jack, and the only way out of this game show is that he has to demolish everybody in his path using whatever weapons he can find. Chainsaws, street signs, bats, flaming dumpsters. Anything is a weapon, and it is truly an awesome game. The only negative I will say is that the controls will fight you if you do not have a solid connection with the nunchuck to the actual controller. It will fight you, and on one occasion I have had the controllers inverted on me. Oh, sorry. Punch-Out for the Wii. If you do not own this game, I recommend you go out and buy it. This is a hell of a fun game. Hell of a fun game. Hell of a fun game. I'm just going to stop there. Guys, if you play any of the other Punch-Out games, this one was amazing. The controls on it were fluent. It required you to change up your technique when you went from boxer to boxer. It felt very similar to the original Punch-Out game for Nintendo. However, this one obviously is a lot more animated. It incorporated from characters from most of the games. The challenge rating was awesome. The Defender title mode was awesome. And plus there's a special bonus fight with Donkey Kong. I mean, come on. He gets a fight with the Beast himself. Kirby's Epic Yarn. You want to play a game where you never die? Here you go. All jokes aside, this is a really fun game. A really good game to play co-op. Some levels will make you question your friendship with people while you play them because you have to be spot on with your teamwork, otherwise you will lose a lot of points, and the name of the game is points to get that gold medal. But ultimately it's a really fun game. However, I do miss original Kirby, but this was definitely a really fun side adventure. Sonic Colors. Now, a lot of people have been giving Sonic flack after Sonic the Hedgehog came out to 7th generation console. I gotta tell you, this was an extremely fun game. It had tons of bright colors. The level design was very unique. Sometimes it was a little overwhelming, but there's really no consequence for not doing as good on the levels. You can always go back and try again. It didn't punish you for it. It encouraged you to go back and do better, and that's what I love about Sonic games. The music was good. The overall level design was very simplistic, and I felt like it almost, in a way, felt like it was taking the Donkey Kong Country map approach, where you would watch him walk from level to level. But aside from that, I mean, it was a pretty Sonic, or it's a pretty Sonic game. It's a pretty solid Sonic game, rather, and I highly recommend you check that out. Super Smash Bros. Brawl. I like this game, however, I don't like it as much as Super Smash Bros. Melee. There were just a lot of things about it that I questioned. The random tripping for me was the one thing that it irritated me the most about it. However, it is a great game, and I do believe I got that for less than $10 when it first originally came out for the Wii. And I do pop it in every time, and I do like the adventure and story mode and how it tries to intermingle everybody's stories. Like, Nintendo is one giant universe that collectively shares with with other franchises. But hey, still a good game. Monster Hunter Tri. Get the pitchforks ready and the torches, because I have not played this one yet. I know. Send your hate mail to www.don'tcare.com. I'll be sure to leave a reply. Yeah, just some games I don't get a chance to play. If anything, I just popped it in for about 10 minutes, and I was unable to get back to it because I do have a backlog of games that I am finishing, and I'll give everything equal time. But Monster Hunter Tri will be coming up within the next month, I promise you. And of course, The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. A lot of people complain about the motion controls for that game. I personally don't have a problem with them at all. I have played the GameCube version. I will say the controlling on that game I felt was better. But visually I felt the Wii version was superior. And yeah, I liked the game. I felt everything about Twilight Princess was awesome. And definitely, you know, you really can't do too much wrong with Zelda unless you're a Philips CDI. A lot of games here are just cheapo titles that I have shown over the past couple months. I'm just going to go through them and kind of give them like a 1 out of 3 rating. 1 being terrible, 2 being alright, 3 being good. Spy games, elevator missions, the normal arcade shooter. If you played Planet Terror, it's almost the same thing. That's a 2. King of Clubs Mini Golf. It's a mini golf game for the Wii. That's also a 2. Mercury Meltdown Revolution. I want to say it plays like Marble Madness, but it doesn't. I'd say it's barely a 2. Blazing Angels, that's definitely a 3. Speed Racer, the video game, that's a 2. World War II Aces, that barely comes into 2. I don't think I have a single 1 here. Wait, never mind. I do have 1. I do have a 1. Ultimate I Spy, I actually like those games. That's a 2 as well. They're fun games. If you like, there's a game out for the 360 arcade. The name of it's escaped me right now, but it's an I Spy game, and every single level you have to find something different. And even if you replay the levels, it can be different hidden items. It's a really fun game with a spy element in the middle of it. If you remember what it is, let me know in the comments below. Spyborgs, awesome third-person cyborg spy adventure game. That's a 2. We Play, that barely comes into the 2. A lot of the games felt like they were just reminiscent of older Atari games, but still pretty fun. Blastworks, this is going to be my 1, for one reason, and that is it is overcomplicated it's just overcomplicated in the long run. Cool in theory, just complicated in execution. Luxor, if you've played any Luxor, it's the same thing. It's Luxor. You shoot an orb at other orbs and you clear the orbs. That's a 2. Counterforce, pretty generic third-person robot slash, I almost want to say a dogfighter, because it, or a different, what's, like Harrier Force, I think? I don't remember what it is. You're controlling a robot that's going forward in momentum. It plays like Star Fox, but you're piloting a person as opposed to a ship. Wonder World Amusement Park, very generic minigame based off of amusement park. That's a 2. Alright, we're getting close to the end here. We're almost done. GoldenEye 007, the massive facelift that the N64 version needed. I like 007. However, I do feel like it desperately needed a remake, and they got one. Super Mario Galaxy, again, one of my most favorite Super Mario games of all times. I love this game. I love the main world hub. I love how Mario controlled in this game. Very fluent, very functional. It was very responsive. Controls were very tight, and the music was awesome. And the background story was different and interesting as compared to the other ones before. The Price is Right. Need I say more? This was what you did on those days where you were sick and home from school. The Price is Right. I love that game. Ghost Squad. A $1 game at GameStop. This game is one of the funnest arcade-style shooters I have ever played, ever. Go grab this game. I guarantee you, like, it was... If you like Time Crisis, you will love this game. This is a fantastic arcade-style shooter. Trauma Center Second Opinion, really awesome game. I remember playing the DS version when the DS first came out. It's just basically a surgeon simulator game mixed with like an anime atmosphere. The characters are very surreal. It's an Atlas title, so I knew I had to pick that up. Alright, 2 more games here. Resident Evil, The Umbrella Chronicles. If you love you some Resident Evil and you love arcade-style shooters, again, just like House of the Dead, just like Time Crisis, you will love this game. And the last game I got, I can't recommend highly enough. Again, another arcade-style shooter, another on-rail shooter, and that would be Dead Space Extraction. I was really unsure about this game, but you know what? I love the Dead Space franchise. I think it's an amazing franchise. And you know what? That rail shooter is amazing. It still keeps the tension of the game like all the other Dead Spaces do. I highly recommend that if you love those on-rail shooters. I think the Wii definitely had a good collection of shooters in it, but was often overshadowed by a lot of shovelware crap. So there it is. There is my Wii collection, roughly 50 games. My goal by the end of the year is to hopefully have 100 Wii games. A lot of the games I know are cheap, so again, for anyone watching who has collective opinions as to whether or not my collection is deemed worth anything, hey, just remember, I'm the one that's paying for it, not you. I don't have tons of money to throw out for these kind of things. If something's on sale or something's cheap, I'm going to grab it. If you by any means want to go out and spend $50 on expensive games and send them to me, I'd be more than willing to take them off your hands. But hey, you know what? We're not playing that game, are we? No, we're not. Alright. Alright guys, that's going to do it. I hope you liked this collections video. I have 2 more coming up soon, one of which is going to be a collections video, but it's not going to be a game video. Don't worry, it's not going to be comics, otherwise we're going to be going through all those, and I just don't have the time. So, with that being said, guys, you all have a great day, and I will see you next time.